Hello everyone, my name is Souls, and today I'm here to showcase my Cast When Stunned Chieftain. I've just finished doing some pretty big upgrades to it, so it is looking extra good. Namely, one thing that I've forgotten to do is remove a point up here, this one, so we can use an extra passive point, namely put it over here in Ellie Overload. I just wanted to start by saying that this was the character that I league started with. I league started with this build and I did the cheapest setups possible. I started without a blood notch, and then I started with just a 20% blood notch, and then eventually getting a decent immutable force. And right now I'm in the ballpark of at least 40 to 50 divines investment. I have the Watcher's Eye with Vitality hits. I am still saving up for the Malevolence Multiplier one because that one is ridiculously expensive. I'm on the triple cluster jewel setup, and the gear is looking quite decent as well. Not the bestest, but definitely pretty good. I need to look over one of my flasks here because I do not have regen on it, but I really do not need it. Um, the build performs just fine without it. Let me just fix this point right here real quick, because there you go. This way, detonate dead might get some extra LE
Until next
damage.
time, assuming there is one.
So I wanted to also go over my strategy for making money. Of course, you have the very simple ultimatums, which it is tried and true. I did a lot of ultimatum, but I ultimately found it very boring. I couldn't do it more. I couldn't do like more than 3 maps without not wanting to play the game anymore. So I settled for a really simple strategy. I settled for exactly this, which is a mixture of ritual and a bunch of stacked deck farming. So I'm basically getting every single thing that amplifies pack size, like the multiplying modifiers and the invasive adversaries. So there's just more monsters per map that I'm running. Also trying to get the covetous shrine for more quantity and rarity. And the strategy is really simple. It's pretty freaking easy, if I might say so myself. I'm running Haunted Mansion. This is for a different currency strategy. So let's take that out of the way and very quickly put them back and get the ones that I actually want, which are these. Um, this is really simple. It is Divination Scarab of the Cloister. Basically what this does is it creates a... Oops. I'm gonna need 5 more. There we go. So basically what this does is it creates packs of monsters which will have a 1% chance per pack to drop a stacked deck. This basically means that I end up with, after clearing the map on such a small map as the Haunted Mansion, the Mirage will have a very high chance of getting not only all 4 rituals, but getting basically almost every single pack again. So this ends up meaning that I leave a map with something close in the ballpark of 60 to 80 stacked decks, which, as we speak today, is worth a modest amount of chaos. I'm pretty sure that 80 stacked decks... No, it's even better, as you can see. With 74, we can get a Divine. So, yeah, pretty solid strategy. This, I have no idea how many divines an hour this is. I'm not really big into that calculation. The only thing I know is that this is extremely low effort. Like, we're talking, I'm not even paying attention 90% of the time to what's going on, and I really only listen to the big tanks, and that's it. But yeah, a quick showcase. This is the non-RF Unearth edition, so I basically just have no RF, and there you go. And it's as simple as you walk in and you pick up every stacked deck you see, basically. we
Make your
have...
wish.
Normally on the wishes, I tend to pick either pack size, additional monsters, or in this case over here, I will go for this one because it's better. But normally it's the order of priority is barrier, coins, and pack size, quantity, stuff like that.
Your wish has been granted.
But yes, as you can see, character is stupidly tanky. Like, I can just not give a damn. The only map modifier that this character cannot do is... Oops. The only map modifier this character cannot do is Elemental Reflect. You will one-shot yourself the moment you get into a pack, for obvious reasons. Smaller packs of monsters, you don't really notice it, but if you do a Giga Corpse Explosion, then you will just immediately suicide. You cannot live that much damage. So yeah. Reflect is the most annoying one. No regen is pretty tame. Reduced recovery is pretty tame. Minus res is pretty tame. Monsters avoid elemental ailments is annoying. You can still run the map, but do not count on killing the boss. And yeah, that's essentially it. It is pretty, like, stress-free, as you can see. I'm just dashing through the maps, picking stack decks, clicking the cash.
I have all eternity to grind you down.
It would be pretty funny that in the showcase video I died. That'd be really funny. Yeah. Once I get to a point where I've killed basically every single monster around the rituals, I'll actually do the ritual itself. And I just tend to stand still in the most open zone so that everyone can just target me, attack me, and yeah. The unearthed setup does have a bit of a downside of the damage like halts, quote unquote. It's not even that the damage halts, it's just stuff really needs to hit me before we get before we start casting spells. And with the Righteous Fire version, you always have like the Righteous Fire damage over time going in the background. Because as you can see here, I'm only doing damage when I'm hitting. The benefits about this though is that if you do have the Watcher's Eye with life per enemy hit, every time Bladefall and Firestorm of Pelting hit anyone, you're basically guaranteeing that you are always gonna be staying topped off. This build literally only dies to one-shots. That's the only time that I've actually died in this character. Yeah, I mean, it's just, there's just a bunch of nothing. Oh, look, some chaos. Sure, 5 link. Don't care. Yeah, whatever. Just, yeah. Just gotta make sure that all the packs of the monsters that have the possibility for stack decks are dead. As you can see, there's something missing. It can get slightly annoying if they have proxy shields. I did make a Deaf South character just for that, but the investment that I had on that character compared to this one was equal, almost. And this build feels just a lot better. It feels a lot safer, it feels a lot more robust. Yep, everything's killed, done and dusted. This build feels a lot more robust and a lot more in place compared to Dev Soul. I am aware that it's literally just a matter of getting the really big defensive upgrades and the build will start rolling. But I just prefer this build way more. Sure. Now basically I just roll through the map, kill every pack that I see that might have the stacked decks, which is like the miscreations and all the piety mobs basically, as you can see. Yeah, this is the only bad part about not having RF, is you cannot kill shit that does not attack you. Normally that doesn't pose a big problem, but it is just a thing that you should keep in mind if you ever care about running a Castle Sun Chieftain. His stuff only dies if they're hitting you. Yeah, always do the rituals, even if the ritual rewards themselves are shit, which, spoiler alert, I've blasted like 100 maps with this strategy, and I've only gotten one divine and one ritual. Sure, 13, okay. It's not like I'm gonna die. Even with minus fizz, which basically means I'm hovering around like 10 physical damage reduction, I have just so much everything else that it literally does not matter. Plus all the life gain on hit from all the spells coming down is really good. And see, stack decks. Really simple. Oh, hey, look, trucks. Of course, there's also the big possibility of a perfect tiger happening. That would be really cool. As the gameplay shows, this is not the fastest game, but there's one thing I'll tell you, you sure as hell aren't gonna die. As for the boss map, it really, it's very much the definition of it's either 8 or 80, honestly. Allow me to explain. If we get lucky, okay, and the guy's like in the middle of everything, like these two are, then they're gonna die because the ignites are just gonna proliferate to both of them. As you can see, they're just gonna immediately crumble like 2 pieces of paper. Not even a problem. However, if for some reason you get unlucky with the chain of monsters, and he doesn't just outright die or gets ignited or anything, then it's a war of attrition. A complete war of attrition. In this case, we did get lucky. Oh look, Nimbus here. That's very nice. It would be hilarious if the Nimbus actually gave me something, because he never gives me anything good. Ever. Like, this guy is the bane of existence for me. He never gives me anything worth. Babe the essence. Alright, let's see what he has.
Hail, trap.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Hey, Stormseekers, they're cool. Like, that's neat. Sure. I mean, yeah. Yeah, more than 50 monsters remain. Normally there's always a pack around here, yeah, of course. Now to some guy that is a cracked out speed addict and, you know, blasts a map in 35 seconds, loots it all by a minute 50, you know, this might be a pretty slow character and pretty slow paced, but to me it's a really strong character, and I've been having a lot of fun with it because, yeah, bear in mind that I had 37, already had 37 stacked decks. We went all the way up to 109. It basically meant that we did almost 70, so that was basically just a one divine in one map, minus all the other random chaos and other currencies that we have. But yeah, um, that was just the showcase of the build, and I wanted to just do a video to just document this build because I have been really enjoying this alongside the totems. Basically, I map with this guy and I kill bosses with the other guy. Killed Uber Shaper recently, which pretty neat. Um, and yeah, I hope this video poses to be informative. Character name here if you want to go check out the Priyumi Ninja of it and keep up with the progress. I will be playing this character a lot more. The idea is to farm enough for a headhunter, which at the time of making this video, if we just wait a little bit, no, not a headhunter, sorry, it's the habit of saying it, but yeah, getting a mage blood that is uncorrupted. Yeah, an uncorrupted mage blood is currently going for 127 divines, so I'm like 100 divines short, and yeah, we're just gonna be getting that. I've never had a mage blood in my life, so I feel like this league is as good as ever, with the mechanic being so good and the end games being so good. But yeah, if you have any questions about the build, I would try to answer them to the best of my ability, since I am playing this and figuring stuff out for myself as well. However, the build maker is eMiracle. He is the guru where it comes to this. Um, so don't forget to check out his channel for more detail rather than just a random guy on YouTube blabbering on about the build. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll post an update when something cool happens. See ya.